Welcome to your daily dose of corporates and market. You're watching Corporate Central. I'm Shrestha Tiwari. Let's quickly dive into the world of corporates and the market updates for the day. The country's largest bank, State Bank of India, has announced a change in the post of some of its senior officers to increase its dominance. Under this change, 4 senior officers of the bank are being given new posts. Rajay Sinha, Chief General Manager of Global Markets, will become the MD and CEO of SBI Capital Markets, a subsidiary of the bank's brokerage business. Rajay Sinha will replace Amitava Chatterjee, who will lead the vertical serving corporate customers in the bank. Chatterjee will take over as the Deputy MD of the bank, and apart from this, last week Nand Kishore took over as the Deputy MD of Global Markets Division in Mumbai, while Abhijit Chakravarti has been promoted as the MD and CEO of SBI Cards. Significantly, these changes have been made by the bank when the merger of HDFC Limited with HDFC Bank has been completed and it has emerged as a giant bank. The country's most valuable company, Reliance Industries, that is RIL, has got approval from NCLT for demerger of financial services business. In the 8th episode of Corporate Central, we had told you that the shareholders and creditors of the company have approved the demerger of Reliance Strategic Ventures, the financial services business of the company. The name of this company is associated with the financial services business will later be changed to Jio Financial Services Limited, that is JFSL. In October 2022, RIL had announced the demerger of the financial services business and its separate listing, which was approved by the company's board in November 2022. Shareholders of RIL will be issued 1 share of JFSL for each share held. Now the company will work on fixing the record date. RIL aims to list Jio Financial Services or JFSL by October 2023. And the board of Adani Green Energy has cleared plans to raise up to 12,300 crore rupees by way of qualified institutional placements of shares. The company will use the proceeds to repay debt and expand capacity. 2 group companies, Adani Enterprises and Adani Transmission, had earlier announced that they would raise 21,000 crore rupees via the QIP per share sale route. Earlier, GQG Partners, along with other investors, acquired additional shares worth 8,200 crore rupees from the Adani family in the group's flagship Adani Enterprises and AGEL. And within days, promoter companies sold a 3% stake in Adani Transmission to raise 2,666 crore rupees from GQG and other investors. Byju's CEO Baiju Ravindran told shareholders at its EGM on July 4th that the firm will form a board advisory committee to provide advice and guidance to the CEO on matters pertaining to the composition of the board and the governance structure. The committee will serve as a working group consisting of independent directors with credible backgrounds and relevant experience from diverse corporate fields. It aims to hold another EGM in 3 weeks on the composition of the board, and the formation of the committee is a result of the shareholders' demand to oust Ravindran as the CEO of the EdTech. And 2 updates have come on Friday regarding Go First. The first is that the expectation of Go First flight has increased. In fact, this airline of the Wadia Group is going through the bankruptcy process and has got relief from the Arbitration Court of Singapore. The court ordered American engine manufacturer Pratt & Whitney to supply 5 engines every month to Go First from August to December. Pratt & Whitney has said that it will abide by the court's decision. Due to this, there is hope of the troubled airline to fly again. Go First had cancelled its flights from May 3, 2023 due to financial crisis. The company blamed Pratt & Whitney for delaying the delivery of engines. Since then, a legal battle is going on between the 2 companies. The second update is that the resolution professional of Go First has made preparations to challenge the decision of Delhi High Court in Supreme Court. On July 5th, the Delhi High Court, in its interim order, directed Go First to allow representatives and officials of aircraft leasing companies to inspect 30 aircrafts parked at the airport within 3 days. Go First told NCLT that this could hamper the company's plans to fly again, and so it would challenge the High Court's decision. DB Realty has got a big relief from the National Company Law Appellate Tribunal, that is the NCLT, which has stayed the NCLT decision issued against the company. On July 4th, the NCLT approved the initiation of insolvency proceedings against the company on a plea by Bank of India. The next hearing of this matter in NCLT will be on 6th of September. However, DB will have to deposit 387 crore rupees in 90 days under one-time settlement offer to Bank of India. The company had proposed full payment of principal and interest at MCLR to Bank of India. The world's largest internet company, Google, has made a big allegation on the Competition Commission of India. It has alleged that CCI has asked Google to change the business model only to benefit Amazon. In October last year, CCI imposed a fine of 1,336 crore rupees on Google and also asked Google to make 10 major changes in its App Store on Android. Google is accused of abusing its dominant position on Android. CCI had fined Google after finding it guilty, and Google has filed a petition in the Supreme Court against the CCI order. And in the same petition, Google has also said that the CCI has given a notice on behalf of Amazon in this matter. Relying on unreliable information, a judgment has been passed against the company. From corporates over to those stocks that were the newsmakers for the day, and also analyze why. The shares of drone maker ideaForge Technology made a bumper debut on the stock exchanges. The shares opened with a premium of 93% at 1,300 rupees on the NSE as against the issue price of 672 rupees. The stock also touched a high of 1,343.95 rupees during the trading session. The stock almost doubled investment on the first day itself. The IPO was subscribed 106 times, but now analysts are suggesting profit booking in this stock because after such a huge gain, the stock valuations have become expensive. The stock of Talbros Auto, the auto component maker, jumped up to 14% on Friday. The stock touched its all-time high of 826.30 rupees during the day. This company has received new orders worth 400 crore rupees. These orders have been received from domestic and foreign customers for all business segments of the company. These orders to be fulfilled over the next 5 to 7 years include orders for gaskets, heat shields, forgings and chassis. In the information given to the BSE, the company has said that after getting new orders, the company's share in existing and new customers will increase, which will help in increasing and gaining market share in the coming years. The stock of Kalyan Jewelers, a company focusing on jewelry business in South India, touched its 52-week high. During the day, the stock touched a high of 166.50 rupees. This stock jumped more than 8% intraday and closed with an increase of about 5.56% at 162.40 rupees. In fact, the demand for jewelry as a space has been very strong, which is visible from the business updates of Q1 of FY24 of the company. The company's revenue grew by 31% in the first quarter and 34% growth in revenue outside South India as the company opened more showrooms outside South India in the last 12 months. The stock of Praj Industries saw a jump of about 10% on Friday. The stock had crossed the level of 400 rupees in intraday and touched a high of 405.95 rupees. According to the information given to the stock exchanges, Praj Industries has announced the formation of a joint venture with the country's largest oil marketing company, IOC. This agreement has been assigned to rapidly advance the plan of expansion of biofuels production capacity. In October 2021, both these companies had signed an agreement to set up a 50-50 joint venture. After releasing the business updates of Q1, Titan gained almost 3.5% and the stock touched a record high of 3,210 rupees. In the first quarter of FY24, the company's income has registered a growth of 20% and all consumer businesses have seen double-digit growth. During the quarter, the company opened a total of 68 new stores, including Carrot Lane stores. In this way, the total number of retail stores of the company has increased to 2,778. The revenue of the jewelry division grew by 21% year-on-year, and the watches and the wearable division grew by 13%, and the sales of eye care division grew by 10% year-on-year. And from corporates and markets, moving on to some important corporate events and triggers which could make big market impacts. Let's take a look. Watch out on July 8th as Hindustan Zinc Board to consider interim dividend for FY24, and also board meeting of Som Distilleries will be held. Raising capital will be discussed in this board meeting. And on July 9th, RailTel's board will consider final dividend. On July 10th, Nazara Tech's board meeting will be held and raising capital will be discussed in this board meeting. Cyient DLM's IPO will be listed and the IPO was subscribed a total of 71.35 times. And it's LTI Mindtree's final dividend of 40 rupees per share as ex-date. Also globally, on the global front on July 10th, China's June CPI inflation data will be released. That is all tonight on Corporate Central. This is the last of this week, but we'll be back on Monday. Until then, get access to Money9's exclusive personal finance content only on Money9's website and Money9 app. Until then, keep watching Money9.